Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another crypto video. Today has been very peculiar. We have seen a roller coaster in some of the crypto prices. We have seen enthusiasm, we have seen fear, and right now I believe fear is at a crazy high level as people are not sure on whether they should be buying or selling right now, as we are at one of the highest points in the crypto market ever. In terms of market cap, we are literally at the highest point ever. And with the prospect of gains for the future, people are ecstatic, people are excited. But from the fact that we are at the highest point ever, people of course are deliberating selling some crypto. And I completely understand. Now today, I give you guys a small update on what's going on in the crypto market, as there is a ton of stuff to talk about, but unfortunately, we can only make these videos so long. But I'm also giving you guys a little bit of a rundown of the current market situation and just some important stuff that you need to know. These videos I am making because I think that people updating themselves with this crypto stuff right now will become millionaires. It doesn't matter with how much money you start, even if your balance is in the negatives. If you're starting with crypto right now, I still think that if you're actively pursuing the gains, you'll still become a millionaire. All right. I think most of the guys watching right now might take a couple of years, but the road is set in stone, or I should say in or on the blockchain. Funny, that pun kind of brings us into the first little tweet of today. Ripple's Brooke Entwistle says that blockchain is the key to payments. Blockchain brings together financial institutions and fintechs to deliver last mile financial inclusion. So that's what we're going to be talking about as a first little thing of today. However, I also have a little question for you all. Over on Twitter just now, I said press that heart if you're part of the XRP community. Let's show the SEC and Gary Gensler they can't mess with us. Now guys, if you're not doing it just quite yet, make sure you follow me over on Twitter at TheDustTBC. But also make sure you press that like button to show how big the XRP community is, and also make sure you check out this tweet potentially to just see how big the XRP community can really get. I mean, come on, we're thousands upon tens or hundreds of thousands strong. We need to show them every single time there's a tweet like this. Blast it up, go crazy. Show the SEC the little finger between your index and the ring one. All right. All right. So a little video here from DBS. With DBS in the background, he's actually working for Ripple. Let's check it out.
My name is Brooke Entwistle. I'm the managing director for Ripple for both APAC and MENA. Blockchain is the key to payments going forward, especially cross-border payments. We at Ripple are an enterprise software company connecting senders and receivers on the Ripple network around the globe. Blockchain technology enables you to move money faster, with more certainty, cheaper, and importantly, more environmentally friendly. We're super excited about the network that we've built. We have big financial institutions on the network, and we have classic cutting-edge fintechs and PSPs on our network as well, all working together with one goal, which is to move value across the internet as fast and efficiently as possible. We think that convergence is happening right now. We're excited to be playing in the middle of that. We started RippleNets 8 years ago, and at the time, very few people were interested in blockchain technology as it related to payments. And we worked to convince financial institutions to join this journey with us. In the meantime, there was an explosion of interest across the fintech world and PSP world. And of course, cryptocurrencies took off and became quite the phenomenon. And so this moment that we are right now, we think is that convergence where we're bringing the technology.
Little side note, PSP stands for Payment Service Provider, because I'm thinking now maybe people don't know that and he's not explaining it properly.
To a problem, the problem of moving value across the internet, which we're very excited about. And I'm really excited about it here in APAC. Having been a resident of Asia now for 30 years, around the region, one of the things I really believe that we are doing and that this technology can do is to really reach the unbanked and to move value in a way that finally gets to a population with the ability to have digital wallets, and really get to the end, truly the last mile of financial inclusion. We think we're playing an important part of that.
Oh, nice little sound. Now, I'm hoping that this is not going to get copy striked and taken down. I'm assuming it's good because it's DBS and they like all the publicity that they can get, right? I mean, why not? Why would they not want to have this on there? But ultimately, only time will tell. Otherwise, I'll definitely get a GoFundMe going. So, all right. No, but it's a really cool video, mostly from the perspective that I agree on an elementary basis or on an elementary level that everybody will benefit from blockchain technology. And one of the most important issues to fix right now is the underbanked. Ripple is having a really good priority towards helping those. And right now, the partnerships that they're putting together with all these, again, PSPs, fintechs, and other financial institutions, it's just groundbreaking stuff. It's just juicy stuff, the best way I can explain it. So even though only a quarter of their services on RippleNet right now utilize XRP, it's still an increasing number, and it's the fact that it's a quarter. It's a good amount that's using cryptocurrencies as it currently stands. It's huge stuff. Piece by piece, it'll get better. And again, the fact that everybody's going to need blockchain is just fact, if you ask me. All right, I have so much stuff to talk about today, guys. Damn. Some threads on Ripple partner SCB, signed commercial banks, purchase of 51% of ODL facilitating exchange BitCub. Okay, long story, all right? For fun, in this news article, they cite Thai banks investing in crypto and mention Ripple partner Bank of Ayodhya investing in Zipmex, not an ODL exchange. First, BitCub. Last year, in a presentation, at 47 minutes in, a slide was shared that indicated that there were 6 to 7 users going through BitCub, ostensibly for ODL, including the SCB, TMB Bank, Kasikorn, Thanachart, Government Savings Bank, and the Bank of Thailand. Now, BitCub, Julian Williams shared that on XP Chat, and Crypto Eddie covered the slide here. Now, as for SCB, note 2 things have happened for the SCB, Sam Commercial Bank. They recently completed reorganized, forming SCBX as a technology holding group out of a conviction fee charging banks will go away. SCBX bought BitCub. SCB also formed a $600 million fintech fund. And while people are watching ODL lately, remember that the SCB invested early in Ripple and piloted programs under their digital venture subsidiary. And then there's some sources. Okay, some speculative questions if you made it this far. SCB was the lead investor of Synqa, or the SYNQA, renamed to Omise of Omise Go payment platform. Now, Omise is headed into Malaysia, another location Ripple is active in. It could just be SCB investing in lots of platforms, including the Thai businesses. There may be no news here at all, but bears watching. Well, I mean, it's interesting to kind of think about this, right? It's interesting. Yeah, that's all I'm doing right now as well. Just kind of thinking about this, watching it. It's very interesting to kind of think about. All right, moving on. So here's a little list of some Metaverse coins. I'll make a separate video going a little bit deeper into all of these things, but Metaverse coins are right now really popular, mostly because Microsoft is going for it, Facebook is going for it, and here's a little list, right? You have Axie, Mana, Engine, Sand, UFO, Sand once more. I'm not exactly sure what the case is with that one. I guess maybe it's hovering between the two. YGG, Starl, Peer, Wild, Atlas, and Ori. Now, I'm not actually too familiar with all these coins. I'm familiar with the majority of these right here, specifically all the large caps. And the thing I have to say about it is, right now, buying those is pretty scary. But buying the lower ones is just as much as a risk as any other coin. Because Metaverse coins are most likely going to keep getting more and more popular as time goes on. Most likely. However, think back, all right? Think back a little while. We have seen on multiple different occasions that where the coin goes trending or the topic goes trending, like for example, DeFi, or that little time when NFT type of coins were really going popular, like Engine, that it doesn't necessarily have to last. It could be a little bit of a phase where after a couple of months we get another spike. Let me explain the Engine situation. So when NFTs started to get really, really popular, all of a sudden NFT main gaming coins were going insane like Engine, right? However, you don't really hear too much about Engine anymore, even though it's still doing good, as the hype of those specific coins kind of died down. Right now, a coin like Mana and even Axie just went completely crazy as play-to-earn games and meta, just Metaverse coins in general are just going nutty, but it doesn't have to stay that way. Is it worth the risk? I would say yes. Right now is still a good time to try it out. But then again, the majority of people who are making a lot of money with this anticipated this move and were buying directly. Right now, you're buying a little bit after the hype started, which is a lot scarier, so to speak. So then again, it might get way bigger over the next couple of months. It's true. And as we're seeing right now, Engine got themselves another hype round. So it's amazing stuff. I was really promoting Engine like crazy a little while back because I thought it was going to be the most amazing coin. Still is really good. But the hype died down a little bit and now it's picking itself back up. So I'm guessing maybe it just goes in cycles, huh? Maybe it just goes in cycles. Talking about cycles, PlanB shared this over on his Twitter that the stock to flow model is still coming along quite nicely, huh? So he says, like clockwork, and I've told you guys before, I like this stuff. I like this stuff a lot, and I do honestly believe in Bitcoin at $10 million as well over the next decade or so. I'm not sure if it's going to hit $1 million as soon as he is expecting it to. Then again, I do believe in the general idea and the general gist of where we are headed, basically. So, I don't know, guys. I'm just pretty excited about the whole progress right now. As you can see, he did kind of explain that the top should have been out there already. If you kind of look back at the hit, no, I guess it doesn't necessarily have to be that way, huh? Every single time the top is in like the yellowish area for the last 2 cycles, then before that it's actually green. So I guess we cannot really deduce anything from it just quite yet. No, I don't think we can actually do anything in that regard. I'm thinking maybe we can, but no, we can actually not do, huh? Yeah, but it's interesting to watch, and I kind of hold this dearly as like a base ground still. I don't know. Now, one thing I should also mention here real quick is BC Backer just shared this over on his Twitter. Most airdrops, creators own 95% of the supply. They airdrop 5% to anyone willing to participate. Participants promote the coin as the next big thing all over Twitter. As the price rises and new investors buy into the false hype on Twitter, creators dump 95% and take all. This goes back to why I was not excited about Flare or some other prospects. If the founders of the project take at least half, I'm always against it. And with Flare, that's exactly what they did. Now, you might come back and say, Ripple this, Ripple that. It's actually completely different from what Ripple did in the sense that, first of all, Ripple dedicated it to the escrow and literally explained in detail how it came to this conclusion and why it's the way. I like it. After a little while, it took some convincing, though, because I thought before they can really let go of a lot of XRP and it would be better. But now I've come to the conclusion, maybe it is actually the best way in which they have a lot so they can actually, build stuff and just go and, sometimes I like it. But that's because it's one of the oldest blockchains out there. So it's one of the oldest cryptocurrencies out there. If it were a newer project, I definitely wouldn't stick with that. I definitely wouldn't accept it. And the same thing happens for Flare right now, as they're keeping 55% of all the tokens. I just don't want to accept that. I think it's ridiculously stupid. But most airdrops, though, the percentages are way worse, where they give you something so you go hype up, you go really happy, and you're like, oh, sharing it with all your friends, and they keep sharing like, oh, if you keep sharing it, we'll give you more, we'll do this, we'll do that, we're getting in a listing. Knowing that they're going to make a freaking ton of money on you, with no real intention of making the coin that good. It's just a money grab. Now, with Flare, they've been invested in by Ripple, so I'm assuming they're not a scam and they're doing pretty, jolly good for themselves. However, I didn't like the idea of them keeping so many coins, and I still just don't accept it or don't like it. Little fun fact, right now, I'm a big fan of DeFi, right? And I stake a lot. I go for a lot of yield. Mr. Real shared this. Bought a $4 cup of coffee using Ethereum. It only cost me about $2,500 in gas fees and took 18 hours to send. Future of finance. Little fun fact, right? I mean, it is pretty funny to kind of think about the fact that you want to send $4 for a cup of coffee. It's going to run you at least a couple bucks. Maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe 4. But it's going to at least cost you something. Specifically, if you want to withdraw from an exchange, it's going to cost you maybe $15 to do so. Which is kind of funny. The fact that we're having this restriction right now because of the network being so extensively busy. I know they're fixing it, but it's taking time. And that's, of course, why layer 2s like Matic/Polygon nowadays are so extremely, extremely important, and why I'm such a big fan of them, and also why the investigation into Ethereum matters a lot. Because you cannot say that Ethereum was built out from the get-go. And here we keep talking about this free pass. I don't want to spend too much time on that today, as I have a whole different video attached somewhere that I can kind of rant on about. But I want to kind of keep these videos separate in terms of subjects. So today we just had a lot of news. A little bit later we'll talk about some other stuff. Like, for example, this big news for the Bitcoin set. We're excited to announce that eligible customers can now borrow up to $1 million from Coinbase. Learn more here. Amazing stuff. Amazing stuff. Small little step, but a huge step. depending on how you look at it. And XP is pumping back up a little bit, I see. Very nice. Very nice. Let me know, guys, are you bullish or bearish on XRP? Join Bybit. A link is down below. There's so many bonuses that you can get, and only a couple more people can actually get them from me. Personally, I have a couple of nice bonuses if you've joined my team and you've deposited something. So check out the link down below for that. Also, make sure you join the Telegram. It's growing like crazy. I'm very, very happy to see that. Right now, we are 501 members strong, which is just amazing. That's crazy. 500 people in our Telegram. But we should get this to 1,000 next week. All right, I'm going to do my best to push it as much as possible so you guys can have a good little chatty community to, talking. And let's see the freaking moon, guys. Let's see the freaking moon. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I'm hyped up. I'm hyped up. I'm hyped up.